All right, so y'all ready to play? What's 13 questions? Y'all already played 13 questions.
What, you want to answer from everybody?
Yeah.
Just like one person?
It's an answer from everybody. Just, gonna try and take turns, might have a little debate, all that other stuff. I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna just go in the order that's in the chat list. So it's Lutha, and it's Hitman, then it's Jerz, and it's Sideshow. Now I'll go last. Sound like little Thanos ready to go to sleep.
Yeah, she's sleepy as hell. She just too much going on. She go through this every night. Like
I'm sleepy, but I want to be nosy.
Yeah, she get mad that she tired. Like, bruh. Like, I would want nothing more in my life right now than you to go to sleep. Hey.
All right, so Lutha.
Pause the game and get smacked with a pipe.
We just talking about Lutha, talking about big swinging. Swing big.
Hey, I thought, when this appointment gonna start fucking paying, I'm gonna do OnlyFans like a motherfucker. Swinging my ass. It's like, bitch, $5, you can see it swinging. $5.
Nah,
Question, man.
You know how some women act. They be like, I seen one, I done seen them all. Nah, you ain't seen this one.
Like, you ain't seen this in $5. I'm only charging $5. Like, I could charge more, but no, I'm charged $5 because I just won't bills paid. $5.
I tell you what though, Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips is fire, not an ad. All right, so Lutha, what was your first true gaming experience?
Pitfall. Oh, fucking, what was that? Atari?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Atari.
Yeah, it's Atari.
Because the first time I was able to jump over, like, get far in the level without falling in a pit, shit. I was excited as hell. You think you doing something, you try to throw that vine or throw the whip and swing, and you come up short. It's like, hold on, bro. Oh, fuck on. Yeah, Pitfall was my shit. Once I was able to actually get good on Pitfall, I was like, yeah, this gaming shit is for me.
I'm sitting here chewing on these sun chips. These things so good. All right, Hitman, what about you? What was your first true gaming experience?
Yeah, I had to say Pac-Man on that Atari.
Yeah.
I used to play that shit for hours. I was a motherfucker trying to get the high score.
Hell yeah. Trying to get a fruit and eat all 4 ghosts.
Right.
Like, motherfucker, how you change so fast?
The only reason I'm mad this dude said Pac-Man is because I remember nights used to stay up all night trying to get the banana. And we just got done talking about this nigga Lutha, big swing. Pause.
Trying to time it to get the fruit, eat the power up, and eat all the ghosts. That shit, Pac-Man was that shit, man.
All right, Sideshow. Is Sideshow even still here?
I'm gonna give me another turn.
Oh, Sideshow ain't here.
Yeah, no, I'm here. I was on mute the entire time. Probably Oregon Trail on PC.
Oh, shit.
Go back.
Yeah, I think that was like the first time I've learned what like dysentery or typhoid was. Or like
Alright, sure.
die.
That
Did you save the oxes or did you build your wheels?
Oxes.
You were just dragging them, goddamn.
Right. Yeah. I never got to. I actually never made it to Oregon until like maybe I was in high school.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oregon Trail, what's that shit?
I don't know if I ever made it to Oregon, fan.
Yeah, because because I didn't realize that like once you make it to Oregon, like you have to navigate your way through a river. So like you have to avoid all the rocks, you have to avoid like whatever was in the rivers. So, but like I only played that in school. So during like the 4th or 5th grade, I was probably playing that for like maybe a couple of periods. But yeah, I'm Oregon Trail.
And like my man Robin said, what did you learn? Sideshow has dysentery.
Right.
So what about you, Jerz? What was your first true gaming experience?
I think Pac-Man. Not Miss Pac-Man, the regular Pac-Man, I'm sorry.
Miss Pac-Man was the shit.
Yeah, that was the one, but my uncle had regular Pac-Man, I'm sorry. And he let me play it one time. It was over. All I wanted to do when I went to his house, it just started with that.
My first true gaming experience, Foo Fighters on the Atari 7800.
What on the Atari?
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighter?
Yeah. Oh, was it Foo Fighters, something like that, on the Atari 7800. I had always played games before that because my boy, he had a ColecoVision, he had the 2600, he had some other older gaming console, and I played them at his house. But my mom bought me a 7800 for my birthday. And they got me one game, and that was Foo Fighters. Man, I used to risk my life to play that as much as I could. And then when we found out the 7800 was BC with the 2600 games, man, I used to beg my boy to let me borrow his games. I'd have like 5, 6 of his games out at one time, just playing all through the summer. 7800 was life. You'd have thought my family pet died when right before school started, my 7800 died. I was in tears. But at that moment, I was hooked. I was like, yeah, this is my leisure thing. This is the thing I might have been meant to do.
I got a side gaming experience. The first time when my mama dropped me off in the arcade when she had to do some shopping, and I put that quarter up on Street Fighter. You see that line, and you see a line of quarters. And the first time you win and another motherfucker gotta grab his quarter, shit. I was like, yeah, boy. This is that shit here. Got the shit talking in. Oh my goodness. Then seeing some people get their ass whooped because they tried to skip the line. Like, what the fuck you doing, man? Don't you see these quarters up here?
All right, that's a no-no. You see them quarters, you see them tokens.
like you gotta wait like the rest of these motherfuckers. We gotta wait. Oh, yeah. All right. I miss arcades. Shit, I miss arcades.
Why you talking, Lutha? So how did gaming impact your life? What are some of the positives and negatives of its impact on your life?
All right. Positives. It's a stress reliever. After a long day of work, or just motherfuckers aggravating the shit out of you, it's fun to get on the game. And you don't know how many times I would play God of War with Murder Man playing in the background from Pastor Troy, and I'm just going on like combo streaks and shit. That shit was great, stress reliever. It keep me out of trouble. When I tell people that, they be like, "What trouble you talking about?" I'm like, "Shit, trouble for me is going out having drunken nights fucking attached with me. That's trouble." So it keeps me out of trouble. Hey, we being honest here, right? I'm in a safe place. This is a safe space.
If it wasn't for gaming, Luther would be out getting drunk.
Or swinging.
Hey, no.
Out there swinging, swing.
So you say that shit.
Out there swinging big.
I be swinging. Shit.
Any negatives?
Let me see. Negatives would be.
It's a very expensive hobby.
Yeah, it is expensive.
That power.
Not only that, sometimes it can be a distraction to where I could do other shit with my time in a positive manner. But it's like, hey, I want to really beat that level. So instead of doing that other shit, I'm going to go beat this level. And then that level turns into multiple levels. And yeah.
Luther out there, right? Like, I could be out there drunk, swinging, but I need to finish this level in Spider-Man, so I'm going to swing.
No, that's the positive, man. Oh, it's a good hand-eye coordination, too. Quick on your feet, that's another positive. Hand-eye coordination. That's why these little bastards now, they know how to work iPhones and iPads and every goddamn thing when they like 3. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
So what about you, Hip? So what about you, Hitman? Watch it, man. Say it made me a better shooter. Yeah, I'm sure it did.
Yeah, honestly.
see, hand-eye coordination.
Very good hand-eye coordination. It's also an escape, man. Helps you escape, you get away from reality. Especially my reality, what it used to be.
Yeah.
Hey man, calm down.
Yeah. Let's
PTSD over here.
let's keep in mind this is gonna be posted for public consumption.
Right. So, yeah.
Just like my boys.
Definitely.
Just because we know doesn't mean the rest of the world needs to know.
Definitely get your mind off of, real life shit. It just helps you escape for a while. As far as negatives, I don't know. Like Sideshow said, it's pretty expensive. It can be, if you allow yourself to get pulled into getting every game that comes out, which is why I kind of stick to like certain genres
games that are brand new.
Games that I know I'm going to play, or games I know I'm going to, like multiplayer games I'm going to play with y'all, single player games that I know I'm going to play, I'll get. Because I don't like to have like backlog of games, just like Lutha said, just unopened games sitting on the shelf. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
And Jerz, what about you?
What was the question? My bad. Oh, good and bad by game?
Yeah, like how's it impact your life, the good and the bad?
I mean, not to be dramatic, but gaming probably saved my life, to be honest. I was a little, not bullied kid, but like I was younger than everybody because I skipped a grade. So I had trouble adjusting. So I was a little bit of a loner, like when I was young. So like y'all said gaming was an escape. Like that's what it was for me. Like I just get lost in my games and not really worry about all the other stuff I had going on until I got older and learned how to like deal with that type of shit, So that's what it did for me. A bad thing is I feel like because I had gaming always as a I guess, the way to cope. I never learned other healthier ways to cope. So, like, even as an adult, like, I'll just drown myself in gaming if shit get too rough. And it's like, we not at an age where that shit really worked. So it was like a good and a bad. It's like, it was good when I was young, but it became more of a crutch when I got older. So, yeah, like a double-edged sword in a way.
Mr. Sideshow.
Yeah, I mean, the good is just you kind of like gradually see the progression in like your skill or hobby. You kind of see like technology evolve over the course of the last few decades, and just see how far we've advanced as like a civilization. I mean, just from like a technological perspective, that's just very interesting to be part of history. The downside, as I mentioned earlier, it's just like the cost and like the time spent, just because like we're at a point in our lives where we can do whatever we want, and sometimes you're probably spending too much time playing video games, whereas you could be doing other productive stuff, as like some friends would like to point out. But my personal belief too is just like, this is my hobby. This is what I want to do. Like, I want to get better at it, or like I want to take some time to enjoy it. Some people might want to go out more. Me being an introvert, this is like my comfort zone. So I spend more time doing this. People could say that like I'm missing out on other parts of life. I don't know. I feel like I'm very accomplished in my life, so I don't really need to do more than I want to for someone to where I am.
You got that expensive ass Japanese whiskey. Man, you need to crack that shit open.
Yeah.
I had the cause I told you I haven't had the 12.
Yeah.
12. I haven't had the other one though. The one that's more. That 12 though, goddamn, that 12 is smooth as shit. So I can only imagine what the other.
Luther, once I crack open that 18, I'm gonna give you a call.
Man, you crack open that 18. Hopefully this shit over. We can meet somewhere. What's like middle? Missouri?
Come to Vegas.
Right.
Hey,
if we gonna drink some expensive liquor, we might as well do it in Vegas. Ain't nobody trying to meet up and drink some expensive liquor in Missouri. What the fuck?
Find that 18 nowhere, man. I can find the 12. A bottle of that 12 costs like $150. But that shit, it's not even a fifth for that motherfucker. And I was like, God damn. It's smooth as a motherfucker, though.
No offense to Missouri, but I am not going to the middle of America to drink some expensive liquor.
Honestly, Sideshow,
Gonna drink it under the arch.
Beautiful fucking state. I ain't saying I would live there or anything, but Oklahoma's beautiful as shit. The trees, the grass, and all that shit's beautiful. It's beautiful as shit.
This dude said Missouri. I'm still tripping. I'm still stuck on that. Again, no offense to Missouri, but I'm not traveling.
Yeah.
Meet up with the homies for an expensive drink in Missouri.
How that shit tastes, yo. So 12 is gooder than the
Of course, the alcoholic of the crew is going to be able to taste some expensive liquor based on the description he going to get from somebody else. But I mean...
I had the 12. Told you I had that 12. That 12 good as hell. Shit, that 12 good as hell. I want to try the 18, but I can't find it no goddamn where.
Well, for me, I was like most of you guys because I moved around a lot as a kid. And so it was hard for me. It got to the point where it's hard for me to make friends because I wasn't sure how long I would stay in one area. And at the same time, that made me socially awkward. I'm still socially awkward to an extent. But it made me really socially awkward. And then, no offense to my parents, because my parents did the best possible job that they could, which has led to the present that they have right now. But my parents being trying to be as financially responsible based upon the amount of money that they make. I didn't have the clothes or the shoes that when we moved to the suburbs, the people I went to school with had. But, you know, so I got teased a lot. I got talked about a lot. I got into fights when I first moved into the south suburbs of Chicago. It just got to the point where, you know, a lot of my time was really spent with hanging out with my brother and sister versus hanging out with fellow 7th and 8th graders. So gaming was, for me, was basically my friend, because the game didn't talk about me. The game didn't try and fight me. The game didn't look down on me. It was just me trying to overcome a challenge, and I love challenges. But also, gaming didn't change on me. It didn't change on me unless I changed the game that I was playing. So
yeah, you knew what you was gonna get.
Right, I knew what I was gonna get. Even when I changed the game that I was playing, or a game was new to me, you know, to this day in my mind, there's still nothing like getting a brand new game and reading the manual before I even turn the game on. So I go into the game knowing what the game was about. And then I think that was the positive for me. The negative side, I would say, is gaming can become a distraction for me. Just like someone else said, instead of doing things that I know I need to do, I'll be so stuck in the game that, like, I have to beat this level, or I have to get this item, or like with Final Fantasy VII, there was days when I was like, man, I'd rather be at home playing this game than going to work. I mean, when the original Final Fantasy VII released in 1997, I quit a job so I can play that game. Yeah, so I wasn't gonna quit my current job. I'm much older and much smarter now, but there were days I just wanted to use my vacation time and just play Final Fantasy VII for a couple of days. So
hold on. We supposed to do that when we were younger? Shit, I do that shit now. I was like, oh, a game coming out, PTO.
No, I'm saying I mean, now that I'm older and I got options like PTO and UPT and things like that, I would just use that versus when I was younger, I just told my boss I quit. Not coming here, right?
I ain't got no PTO, so I'm out.
Right.
Yeah, I'm out.
Now go play this game. So
You're not gonna get me off? All right, holla.
right. All right, so Lutha, do you feel video games has helped you in any way maturity-wise?
Maturity-wise?
Yeah.
Yes. It helped me control my emotions in a sense, because, hey, a motherfucker do something to you in the game, you get pissed, you want to slam something, you want to punch something. You play enough games, you realize that there's just some people that are better than you. Or sometimes
you do?
shit happens. Huh?
I never thought that.
What was
I said you do? I don't know that that's a lesson I learned. You're rude.
Right.
I mean,
I still throw tantrums.
That is, I mean, of course there's a, motherfucker thrown out here and there, but it has helped me. And what's helped me in a sense has been my godson, because, like, he loves fucking Fortnite. That's all that fucker likes to play. And he gets pissed, and I be trying to, it's showing to him just like, hey, yeah, I mean, some people are just gonna get you in the game, so you can't be in here just slamming shit, especially when you ain't paying for shit. Don't be So yeah, I would say it's helped me control anger issues. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry, as the whole say.
That's funny.
All right, what about you, Hitman? Oh, real quick, Hitman, before you answer. I think Lutha lying because I've been in the party plenty of times. He'll be in Destiny. Oh, you niggas grab assing and
And that is me being better.
That's a toned down version of you? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's me being better.
If that's the toned down version of you, then thank God.
That's mature.
Then thank God for gaming.
I'm saying, hey man, when I was growing up, bigger, I could have been out in there. I went out in the streets because I had my older brother and my older cousins, and they were like, "We'll kick your ass if you out here doing the shit we doing." And it's like, yeah, the mature me. That's every now and then it comes out. Hulk is one of my favorite characters. Every now and then the Hulk comes out. Just saying.
You know what? Stay your ass over there.
This is why I stay home. It keeps me out of trouble, man.
All right, so what about you, man?
I wouldn't necessarily say gaming helped mature me because there was a point where I didn't play games. And my
Yeah, they don't say.
But,
Whoa.
yes, I do agree with Lutha now that as far as gaming helping me to cope with anger and stuff like that, it definitely does that. You can take your stress out on the game. There's plenty of games you can pop in where you can not have to play with other people that you can focus on, or when you do play with other people and if you need to vent, you can vent on them. So but other than that, I wouldn't necessarily gaming help me mature because at the point of my life where I actually matured, I really wasn't playing games. But as I got older, it definitely helped
That
a certain
nigga's game over.
Hey, public consumption. All I'm gonna say is that explains many a nights Hitman was on the top of the leaderboard in Call of Duty. That's all I'm gonna say.
That explains all you gotta do is.
What about you, Jerz?
Help me mature. I think my story is similar to Lutha's. Like, and y'all know I can rage over a game, but like, y'all been around me long enough to know that I don't do it nearly as much as I used to. Like, I used to go on like these epic ass rants on like how games are stupid and they require too much of you, and y'all want me to play this shit 20 hours a day to be good. And like, I still feel that way. I ain't gonna lie, but like, I've learned that the problem isn't the game. It's just I'm not who I used to be. Like, I had to come to terms with that shit. Like, there was a time in my life where all I did was play video games, and naturally my skill reflected that. Like, because I was the 20-hour-a-day person. Like, the shit I can't do now, I used to be able to do. So it's like, gaming didn't really change, and it's not like they demand more of us. It's just I felt that way because I couldn't give it what I used to. And once I realized that, like, I found the peace really. Like, I don't even care I'm not good at everything no more. I'm just like more about finding the fun in whatever I play. So it's like, that's helped me as far as like, it changed my perspective on, I guess I felt like that's something you could take outside of gaming, where it's like, just make sure whatever you're doing it for the right reason, because then you'll get the most enjoyment out of it. So like, that's my biggest thing, I guess. And it's helped my patience too. Like, I've learned to do some of the things I used to bitch about, like finding a lesson in losing, and not getting so consumed with being good or not making mistakes. Like, nowadays I just be chilling. It was a time, boy. Be like, fuck this game. Whoever made it and their mama.
Fuck y'all and the horse you rode in on.
Right.
That nigga Jerze be like, fuck Call of Duty. Fuck Take-Two. Fuck Activision as a gaming company. As a motherfucking
But you know what's funny though? Like, I think having kids who game kind of helped with that too. Because now it's like I can watch them do all the shit I used to do. Like I remember when Junior couldn't really beat games that wasn't super simple, and then it's like something just switched in him, and suddenly he was just nice. And I'm just like, I remember when that was me, like I would have games I wouldn't even know where to go or what to do. And then them end up being games I mastered. I just kept playing them. So like it's fun to watch him and Garen and Harmony like play games and put all the time into them that I can't, and then be dumb nice at them. Like, all right, like gaming is still gaming. It's a young man sport, low key, unless you're old and got the time to still play. Like you ain't got no responsibilities. Power to you.
Them young motherfuckers don't want to put up Mortal Kombat or some shit out.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not really a young man. All right, I ain't gonna say it's a young man sport. It's a sport for people who can put all their resources into it. It's just time. It's time based. If you got the time to put the work in, you'll be good at it. Sometimes you could do something forever and still be trash. But gaming ain't one of them things. It's like if you play something enough, you'll get good at it. Like that just holds true. We've seen it since we was young all the way to now, the 80s to fucking 2020. For 40 years, the people who be the best at games, you go look at like the time they done played or whatever, stats, and they got mad hours in. Shit is nuts.
Them cheating motherfuckers, that's all.
Well, we ain't referring to those people who like who got aim assists and PC hacks.
I mean,
not legit people who like legit good at shit. Like if you go ask Sonic Fox how many hours
I just want to say
Mortal Kombat, he's gonna tell you 27,000 or something.
I just want to say real quick, shout out to the Destiny 2 PC community. I know y'all going through. Pray Bungie fixes them cheats.
Oh my god. We stand with you.
But I mean, it's funny Jerz mentions that because I remember the day he brought up that situation with Junior, and all I could think about is Gohan when he was fighting that one enemy right after Goku died, and he was like, "I am my father's son," and then he proceeded to kick dude's ass. Not the Cell fight, but it was in a movie.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, Bojack. Yeah, he told Bojack, "I am my father's son." And then he went like Super Saiyan. Then he went Super Saiyan 2.5 and proceeded to kick Bojack and his crew's ass
off the mat. That's how it be. Like I don't know. It's just something about watching somebody like just master a video game that's just exciting. Like it's the reason why. All right, like I remember one year I went to Evo, like when I went to Vegas, and we went to watch the Street Fighter V finals, but they were like late in the day, but we didn't want to go when the Street Fighter finals started because it was gonna be all full. So we was like, let's just go early in the day and watch all the top 8s. So we went like early, and they was doing Mortal Kombat top 8. It wasn't that many people there yet, but you know the final was kind of exciting. And then they showed Smash Brothers. Now you know I ain't really the Smash Brothers dude, and I really don't know a lot about high level Smash play. But just watching that shit in person, and the tension in the room, and the drama, and the back and forth, and the shit, and the announcers getting all excited, it's like it translates. You don't really have to know what you watching to know you watching greatness. And it's like a sport in that way. Like you could never have watched basketball in your life, but if you watching basketball and you see Steph Curry, you know he's better than everybody. Like you just know, you like, hey, he doing shit nobody else could do. Like I can see it, and I don't even know the rules of the sport. It's the same thing with gaming. Like when the best people get going, you know you witnessing shit you just not gonna see again. And I think that's the dope part about gaming. It's just like when it's special, it's super special.
So what about you, Sideshow? I lost track of what you.
What was the question again? How it's
My bad. On a super tangent.
I know. Cheers in the soapbox.
Do you feel gaming is aided? Do you feel gaming is aided in your maturity into adulthood?
I guess like it kind of taught me that losing is okay. You know, like I'm not gonna say that like I have like a Michael Jordan competitiveness or like I need to win everything, but like you know sometimes like I hate losing.
You lying? That P90 said otherwise.
Yeah. I don't even let my girlfriend win like games. Like I need to like beat her.
You shouldn't.
Exactly.
Oh, no, I would never let the motherfucker.
I would never.
Not gonna be able to do it.
You stick, you the ops.
Yeah, but like it's kind of like it's like one of those things where like you're kind of so like I would never compare myself to like an athlete because I'm nowhere near an athlete, but like gaming is something that like you feel like you probably have a better edge than most people, or like you feel like you're at the level of competition. So the more you play, you know, the more like you're close to like level of competition. So it's kind of like taught me to like you know be more humble with like my abilities to like play games and like just like it's kind of like put me in a place where like I am who I am at this point in my life. Like I'm not going to be any better or worse. Like, you know, strive for like normalcy in certain aspects of my life. Another thing that's kind of taught me is, I guess like with online gaming now, like how to talk to people. You know, like online brings the worst in people. I see it more of like for me. I see it more of like cool. These are things that like these are habits or traits that I do not want to pick up. Like I don't want like I would never talk to anyone like that. You know, I wouldn't say like, "Hey, fuck your mom," or you know, whatever. You know, like I'm not gonna like teabag someone.
Like, bro, we just a game.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna like go on my way to like teabag someone. You'll have to tip me.
Imagine Sideshow out here like suck your mother.
I guess in that way, like I think. Yeah, but it's like
Sideshow.
Of course, if
you wouldn't say that.
We laugh like really, but just the thought of you saying some shit like that is tickling me, dog.
I ain't even gonna lie, I'd probably be in a state of shock for like 5 seconds. Like, I know this motherfucker just...
I'll be crying laughing, yo. First of all, I'll be like, what just happened to Sideshow that made him so mad he said that? But that ain't even him. Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
I mean, for me... you guys know me since Jesus. How long we been gaming together?
07.
And I can, and I can really say that it's definitely helped me in a realm of patience. While I'm an adult, because y'all know how much I used to hate losing. Like, I think we get into arguments because I probably say something foul to y'all. About us losing.
We'll lose and Choze start wilding on everybody. Why the fuck you ain't? Be like, what up, bro?
So, and really, I'm gonna give a shout out real quick. I want to say Hobbs, and who was the other woman that used to game with us? I think Jerz, you still game with her.
Paco?
Paco. Yeah. I know I apologized to Hobbs, and I didn't get a chance to apologize to Paco. But the incident I had with them really made me realize, like, yo, I need to calm the fuck down because I'm getting way out of pocket. And I think me and Jerry's got into it behind that. Mm-hmm. And that's when it really, really, really hit. Like, yo, I'm getting out of hand. And so, like, it really made me put And this is gonna be my answer to the next question too. It really made me put gaming in its proper perspective, to be honest, because it's just a game. It's not my life. It's been a big part of my life, but I could turn my PlayStation off and my life still continues.
Right.
My name, my reputation, my finances isn't determined by how well. I'm not a pro gamer, so my finances, my life, my reputation, my name isn't determined by whether I can beat God of War. My name and my reputation is dependent on how I treat other people. Or
My name is my name.
my friends. Yeah, like like people. I mean, but no, that's true, because in The Wire, you heard the name Marlowe. It was meant to inflict fear.
Facts.
My name was on the street.
His name was his
Talk,
name.
motherfucker.
Right. So you don't want to have a name in gaming circles.
You're not slicker than me, right?
You don't want to. You really don't want to have a name within the gaming circles that's tied to discord or negativity, especially when, like in my case, 90% of my friends are in gaming circles. So
No, I just put it in here to put it in here, but I'm just saying, if you can look at the vacuum and be like, oh, this doesn't belong here, then put everything in a room where it belongs. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, really, that was part of it. There was other stuff going on in my life. But at the time, since I spent the majority of my time with you guys, when I wasn't at work, my free time was I was gaming. It was like, yo, these are my friends. These is my family. These are my brothers. There's no need for me to act this way towards them if I say I love you guys. You know what I mean? So
That mad at me for.
Right, that actually leads into the next question. How has gaming improved or hurt your overall view of life in general? Lutha.
Has it done what?
Improved or hurt your overall view of life?
Improved for the very shit that you were saying. It's like, as much as I can have fun with this shit and get lost in this shit and it can be a distraction, it's still just a game. I can always, there's plenty of other shit that's happened in my life that's just like, goddamn, I wish I had a continue or a reset button, or I could start that save over, or
Nigga wish
extra lives and all that.
Nigga wish he had the contra code for life.
It's yeah, pretty much.
Down, hey that.
Pretty much. A-B start. Select start. My bad. Select start. You know what? Fuck that up. Yeah. It's
Gamer card revoked.
Like, it goes with kind of our other, like some other answers that have been said. It's always been an escape. That fantasy reality shit I was talking to you about earlier, this has been the fantasy. It's like when reality gets annoying and I just need to get away from that shit for like an hour or so, I can come to gaming. But then it's always, this is still just gaming. And once I'm done with this shit, I gotta face this reality again. So I gotta face the shit that's going on in my life that is there. This is real shit. That's just a game. So I say, yeah, in that regard.
Hitman. I feel like I probably should have skipped Hitman for this question because we know when all his maturity happened and it damn sure ain't involved no game.
Pretty much. Yes, Drill Sergeant!
But
Already you know.
I mean, overall, I say
Yeah, we might have to skip Hitman
I'll say
for
this.
this question.
I've met some. I met a lot of cool people in gaming that I would have not otherwise met.
Oh, Hitman, you shouldn't have.
I knew it was coming.
Talking about you, Sideshow.
Damn.
Nah, I'm just joking. But yeah, I mean, yeah, in that regard, it has because I met a lot of cool people, not just y'all, but like in general, just playing the game, jumping on the mic, talking with people in general. You know, just interacting with people overall.
You know what? Now that I think about it, Hitman, I don't think you talked at first when we all first met.
Not a lot. No, not a lot.
Not a lot. Yeah, you was real. I think the only person that probably didn't talk that much was Relentless. But you didn't talk that much on the mic.
Relentless would only talk when Hitman would talk.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What? Did Relentless get his ass whooped by the motherfucker who was shitty at the game?
And trust me, I still, thanks to Iron, the footage is still in possession of the clan.
He's still on my friends list, but yeah, he never talked. He would never talk.
Nah, he come in the party and just sit in the party the whole time, wouldn't say a word until Hitman said something about boxing, and then, oh man, you wrong.
He'd talk about fucking fight night or some shit. That'd be it. But hey, when you lose to, I forgot who he lost to.
He lost to Joe's son. Shout out to Joe's son wherever you are.
Word.
But you keep doing the same shit, but he killing you with it.
Right.
Like Relentless, I think that's the point. It's working. You keep falling for it. Shout out to Relentless. Ain't seen it. He's still on my friends list too.
Yeah, I think he on all our friends.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
Yeah, I never got rid of him.
Before he'd come in and he'd just sit there.
He just sit there. He wouldn't say nothing. That's why I stopped inviting him.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, bro, you gotta say something.
Now you might be recording the conversation for future use, man. I don't need you in here.
See, I don't need that. Yeah. See, that's
That was back.
Twitter and none of that shit.
That was back during my whore days.
Hey, when I started OnlyFans, that's when the motherfuckers can start recording me and putting me out there. Look here, now you got it.
All right.
Look out for Lutha's OnlyFans in the video description.
Hey, man.
Shout out.
Hey, y'all. Just wait. Let this shit last until July. The OnlyFans it up like a motherfucker.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this.
Gaming tonight? No, I can't game tonight, bro. I got some other shit.
I'll give Justin some money to support his YouTube channel. I damn sure ain't giving you no money to support your OnlyFans. I'll put a link in the description. That's as good as it's gonna get.
Hey, that's all the bro. I appreciate it. That's all the bro need.
It's so Jerz.
Like, I can handle it from there. I just need them curious motherfuckers. Like, does this motherfucker really have an OnlyFans? Yes, he does. Like, god damn.
So, Jerz. What about gaming has improved or hurt your overall view of life? Did Jerz there or did he leave? I heard him talking to Garen.
Yeah. Oh, it's my turn?
Yeah.
Bad. You said gaming has improved my overall view of life?
Improved or hurt?
Well, improve my view of life. I guess, like, when I was young, gaming helped with my confidence as far as, like, hey, man, like, there is shit you're good at. You know what I mean? Like, I was an awkward kid. Like, Like I ain't really become athletic till I was like in middle school. Then I kind of like hit my little growth spurt and kind of got some quick twitch muscles and shit. But like little Jerz was like geeky and awkward, younger than everybody, and little and bony. So, things that were easy for all the kids I was around was a little harder for me. But gaming was the shit they couldn't fuck with me at. Like none of the kids around me or in my class gamed as much as I did. So like I was unstoppable. So like it helped in that aspect of like, hey man, like you're really good at this and can't nobody really take that shit from you. And that kind of got me through till I had more tools in the bag. As far as how's it hurt me, it's kind of like you said, where it can be a distraction, or the escape could become better than the reality. Like it's like when you would rather be gaming than living your real life, it could get kind of spooky. And I mean, I know a lot of people who have a hobby they really love have been there before, where that's all they want to do, and everything outside of that feels like background noise or feels like shit you don't want to do. But that's like the only downside is like sometimes you could get so lost in these games that when you're not gaming, you kind of don't feel right. Especially if you've been through shit in your life like most people have. It's just like, man, fuck this real life shit. Fuck this struggle. Fuck this hurt. I just want to go where I'm happy. I'm happy when I'm playing my games and I'm dominating and I'm doing everything right. As soon as I turn that shit off, I got to go out into a world where everything ain't going so great. So, like, that'd be one thing, I guess, would be like a drawback is it's like any other drug, I guess. Like, you can become addicted to it, or you can use it to try to mask issues you may have. And because it's a video game, you won't think of it in that way as far as it's hurting you, but it absolutely can. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they made a movie about that. It's called Jumanji.
And that case, we live in a video game right now. If you want to be 100 about it, you got killer hornets. Now you got killer moths. Started off with a pandemic.
Yeah, we got shit out here straight out of science.
Straight out of
seen these hornets before. They on Green Hill Zone, my nigga. You got me fucked up.
That live action Sonic movie was predicting the future. Yeah. What about you, Sideshow?
I don't know if it's really changed my perspective on life outside of like what you guys have mentioned. I mean, I think video game for me has just been it's more like a stabilizer in my life. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say that like I live like a troubled life or whatever, but like, if ever like I feel sad or happy or whatever, video game is always gonna be there. Like, it's gonna treat me not any different than anyone else.
She's your bottom bitch. I got you, shit. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, like, I don't really have a positive. Like, I don't think video game has had like a positive impact on me. Other than like, it's just always been there for me.
All right. Lutha. How do you feel your life will be like without gaming?
Oh, shit.
That is not a good way to start the answer right there, buddy.
We being honest here, bro. I mean...
Hold up. Before you answer, I'm going to just get my answer out the way right now. I'd be a straight whore.
Go ahead.
I'd be trying to hit everything with a pussy that's walking. I ain't even gonna front. We just gonna get my answer out the way right now. I wouldn't. Man, look, let me tell you.
See, you got OnlyFans running too.
Nope. That wouldn't even been enough. OnlyFans is not enough. I'd have to feel something warm. I mean, I'm pretty sure, to be honest, but seriously, I have my faith. That's for sure. I'm a strong believer in God and Jesus Christ. So I say, without them, I'd definitely I'd be a whore. But honestly, without gaming, I would probably. I really think if there was any way to take God out of the equation of my life, I'd probably be in a mental institution somewhere due to depression and anger management issues. Because I mean, it goes back to the first question that I asked. Part of gaming for me was release and pause and being able to, if I was mad with my dad or if I was mad at my mom or my brother and my sister, of course I couldn't take it out on them, but Ken and Guile and Vega, they can catch them Ryu hands. They can catch them Hadoukens, or them aliens in Contra. They can catch these spread ammo bullets. So it definitely
Spread was the shit,
man. But or even in like. How do you find a way to play Pac-Man aggressively? Well, I can tell you, but I mean, definitely, without gaming, I occupied some sort of free time that I have, I'd definitely probably go crazy. So, but what about you, Lutha?
All right, let me see. Without gaming, I would have gotten into a lot more trouble. Like I said, the family was into a lot of narcotics. Well, I would just say the distribution of those. And gaming kind of kept me out of that shit. You take gaming away, I gotta find something to fill my time. So I was already a nerd when it came to school books. I would have probably figured out a way to be a nerd with the school books and a nerd with the narcotics distribution. Yeah, I would have been a bad boy. I'll just put it like that. Yeah, it just kept me out of trouble.
I mean, we know for sure it's kept you out of trouble, because instead of blowing money at the bars, you be at the crib on the game and chat with us, drinking your drink.
Because hell, I can go out, go to the bar easily. Like a night out for me, just going out, hey, we're gonna go eat and drinking. That's easily a good $300 just on a light night. Just, hey, we're going there, let's go. We're gonna go eat, we're gonna go drink.
So what you trying to?
Easily a good $500.
So what you trying to say is, because of gaming, you're not a liver transplant candidate.
This is true. And Gaming kept me out of trouble. So without gaming, I would be in trouble. I feel like that.
I'm not even sure. If I should ask Hitman this question, I think Hitman is easily the most disciplined out of all of us, with or without gaming. But I'm gonna ask you anyway, brother. What do you think your life would be without gaming?
First of all, I would have never met any of you ugly motherfuckers.
Man, right. Should have seen it coming.
Half dead motherfucker.
Nah, I probably would have. I don't know. I probably would have gotten into Way different racket than what I'm doing now.
Probably boxing.
Yeah. I could have. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I had my feel of that when I was doing it. So when I got out of my other life, I don't think I would have went back to boxing. But I probably would have. Probably would have went to some kind of.
About you. We got it.
Yeah. I probably
Hitman would have joined the fucking boxing gym, dog. Like, we know what Hitman is.
Yeah.
Man, look, all I'm gonna say is this.
I to join some kind of Black Watch organization or some shit.
All I'm gonna say is this. Don't nobody be in the comments asking us about Hitman's other life.
Please don't.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is that. All I'm gonna say exactly. All I'm gonna say is that shit is redacted, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
That nigga Hitman said I was Joan of Arc in my.
Yeah.
Hey man.
Like Joan of Arc.
Right. Hitman
Wild and she said I was Joan of Arc in my.
Hitman wasn't no nun. And suddenly found
lighter.
Right.
They was like, the fuck wrong with this bitch? They looked at each other like, hell nah, get her the fuck out of here.
So what about you, Sasha, Jerz? What would your life be like without gaming? You probably take out the trash more.
Man. Shit, who knows? Without gaming, I might still be with Tay. Oh, Lord. Nah,
you don't mind if I redact that line? I don't want no trouble in the house. Yeah, I might have to take that one out.
Nah.
All right, so Jerz, what would your life?
We're gonna take it from the top.
What was that question again?
You repeat the question.
Not to my recollection.
All I'm saying is I don't want nobody to get in trouble. So, Jerz, your turn. What would your life be like without gaming?
All right, to answer for all right. So,
well, all I can say is I'm gonna be putting in some.
Right now,
hold up, before you answer that, I'm gonna be putting in some mean work when I gotta edit the audio for this.
Look, he had an easy edit for that. Nah, I don't know. It'd be weird because, like, at the point I'm at in my life now, all of the other things I like to do besides gaming, I can't really do because they're all like athletic type shit. Like, the only thing I really be wanting to do often is play basketball, but like, you know, I'm not really in basketball shape to play more than once a week, and even that once a week be kind of killing me when I was playing before the pandemic and everything. So like, I don't really have any other hobbies. Like, I'd probably watch more sport. Like, I'd probably be an Al Bundy ass dude. Honestly, like, I'd probably go to work, come home. Yeah, like, I'll probably come home. I mean, I'm low key on now, like, damn near, but like, it's just instead of watching TV, when I get home, I just play video games. But like, I'd probably just watch a lot more TV, watch a lot more live sports instead of just catching the highlights. You know what I mean? Like I probably wouldn't just watch like my favorite teams. I'd probably watch like any sports that was on, honestly, if I didn't play video games, because that's the only other thing I really do on a regular basis when I'm in the house, like by myself anyway. Like if it was not like with the kids or with my girl, I just watch sports. So like I'd probably be watching sports or reading about sports or talking about just something sports related is the easy answer, basically. Like, I'd probably be on fucking Bleacher Report in the comments, like them lame dudes arguing about how many yards Burrow gonna throw for or some stupid shit.
Shout out to the Bleacher Report.
Right, but that's probably what I'd be. I'd be that dude. I'd probably be the dude that drink a beer as soon as you get in the house after work every day, like clockwork, and you know, get down to my underwear and shit, throw on my robe, and then just see what game is on tonight so I could see who I'm going to be watching play. That'd probably be me. Right. You know what I mean? Where's my dinner ass, dude? All that type bullshit.
Word.
which don't sound appealing. So I'm kind of glad video games still around. I don't want to be that dude. I'm definitely afraid of becoming that dude, like all the way. Having parts of that dude is cool. Like, that no man with Jefferson. That's his name, right? Jefferson? Yeah. No. Jefferson and Marcy.
Marcy Darcy.
Me and Marcy Darcy. No man was a fire acronym though. Like you gotta admit, there's kind of on one when they made that up. Like no man was fire. But that'd be me, honestly. Like I'd be embracing the father role a lot more strongly. I'll put it like that. I'd be pop.
All right, so Sideshow, what about you?
I guess like pre-pandemic, probably be more studious, probably reading more. I have this like bad habit of like buying all these books that I never really read. So I'll probably get to those more. I guess the time I'm playing games will probably be filled with like either reading more or either running more or like TV consumption. With that, I guess this question, like, are you talking about like for like in my lifetime or just
like over the what would your life be without gaming? Like if video games were never invented, or well, no, because that would be too easy. If video games was around but you didn't play them, what would your life be? What would your life be?
Probably very different. Probably more studious, different outlets to fill up the time that I'm spending playing games now. If let's say during pandemic times, probably just like watching more TV. Really. Can I find it? Nothing too abstract.
You know what's so crazy? I'm gonna just say this as a slight detour. The way I wrote these questions out, I just realized the only people that can answer them is in this chat because, like, all of us were part of, I want to say the original group, but it's not the original group because you guys started, I think, Jerz, a lot of you guys started playing together when Resistance 1 dropped. And then the rest of us came along during Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. So, but with that said, the next two questions are kind of like group discussion questions. I didn't originally intend them to be that, but I think they would be better suited for group discussion. So the first question is, and we're going to try not to spend a lot of time on them. Well, it's really three questions. How do you guys feel about the console war, the quote unquote console wars in general? Do you guys feel they've helped or hurt gaming as a whole?
Wait, say that one more time before everybody starts talking.
Like how do you feel about the console wars? Air quotes.
Oh, okay.
Do you feel they've helped or hurt gaming as a whole?
You know what? I'll start because if y'all follow my Twitter, I kind of was just talking about this yesterday, so I'll just read it real quick. My biggest thing with the console wars is that motherfuckers be lying. I'm explaining what I mean.
Let the rant begin. It's about to get good.
I gotta get this out because
get it out.
For like 4 years.
Get it out. The floor is yours, sir.
The thing about the console wars is everybody is so scared to like what they like. Like now, there's two kinds of people in gaming when it comes to fandom. You got fans and you got stans, or that's not even gaming. That's just fandom, period, of anything. You got fans and you got stans. A stan is somebody who has blind allegiance to whatever they like, whether it's good, bad, terrible, whatever. They like it because they like it, and you're not gonna change their mind, and the facts don't matter. A fan is someone who likes what they like, but they're also realistic about what they like, and they will acknowledge the good and the bad and what they like, even though they still like it. Slight difference. Now, the console wars get on my nerves, not because I don't think people should ride for whatever console they like. That's what fans do. It's just like ride for your favorite team. The Knicks been trash forever. I'm a ride because that's my team. You're a Bulls fan, you gonna ride for the Bulls. We gonna argue over the Knicks and Bulls because that's what fans do. Nothing wrong with it. What I don't like is people act like they are better than you if they don't argue about their favorite console. And it's like, bruh, just because you don't argue with niggas about it, don't mean you not a stan. It just means you shut the fuck up when niggas is talking because you don't want to get judged, which make you, in my mind, kind of a weak nigga. Because if the only reason you won't step up and say you like what you like is because niggas gonna have something to say, that's weak. You'll say it behind closed doors when, like, say a nigga tell me, yeah, I low-key fuck with Xbox more because blah, 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 blah. I don't really fuck with PlayStation. All right, cool. But then we get into a group discussion about this shit and you start judging y'all niggas on these console war shit. Nigga, what? Like, you are too. You just behind enemy lines with the shit. And then the shit that burned me up the most is the fake elitist niggas like, oh, well, I buy everything. Like, y'all broke niggas, man, just support it. No, fuck you. I hate them more than the fucking console war niggas because, one, they just hide behind the fact they own a console. And I know because I used to do it. Like, when we was on the IC, you know, everybody kind of looked at me as like the Sony guy, or I was like the leader of the Sony Defense Force was the joke back then, like I remember. So when I got a 360, I felt like that would make niggas shut the fuck up about that shit. Like, hey man, like I own both them shits. You know, like let me be. Why would I buy that shit if I was such a big Microsoft hater like y'all try to paint me out to be? But in the grand scheme of things, I was still talking crazy about Microsoft. That fucking 360 ain't stopped me. Like, if we just being all the way real about it, like, that shit made me talk worse. Because I'm like, I got one now. Now niggas got to listen to my opinion because I got the shit. So, if anything, it empowered me to bash them niggas because I'm like, man, I spent my money on this shit. I'm going to get my shit off. So, it's like...
You had the bar. Fuck y'all niggas.
Like, yeah, like, that's how
y'all niggas.
Like, what they'll do is they'll say shit like, oh, couldn't be me. Y'all niggas only getting one console. But then when nobody paying attention, you can see which one they really prefer.
Because it's the one
Like,
they'll play the
it'll
most.
seep out. Yeah, it'll seep out. But they can always hide behind, I got them all. I'm not in the console wars. Like, yo, you picked a side a long time ago. You just hedged your bets with the other side. And it's like, it's nothing wrong with that, but stop judging people who's smart enough to not buy a console they're not going to play.
All right.
Like, you trying to down talk me because I don't want to buy a bunch of consoles just so you won't judge me. Because that's the only reason I would be doing it, is so you don't talk shit about me when I say PS5 is better than whatever. But I could be like, oh, but I got a Switch. I got an Xbox Series X. So when I say this is the best, it's valid because I bought them all. But if somebody else say they think it's the best and they only own that one, they on their console war shit. But what if they bought that one because they researched all the options and thought that was the best one?
Right.
Yeah, buddy.
Or what if they bought the one all their friends got, even if they didn't think it was the best? Well, I think Xbox better, but I wouldn't have nobody to play with because my whole crew played on PlayStation, so I bought that one. But I'ma still get an Xbox later when I get some more money because I think it's better. Like, niggas don't really take the time to, like, really delve into the psyche of people's gaming choices. They try to make it so black and white. You either buy everything and you get a free pass to say whatever you want, or you buy the one you like and we gonna slander you and say you a fanboy and we gonna talk shit about you, or we gonna call you broke. Yeah. It's like, nigga, y'all are so dumb. Like I literally said I was disappointed by the Xbox conference yesterday, and a dude jumped in my mentions and just assumed I was hating because I didn't just give them a pass on that bullshit.
Oh yeah, I saw that post.
And I'm like, bruh, it's mad Microsoft fans right on this same fucking Twitter saying that shit was ass cheeks. So like, what, we all don't like Microsoft? Everybody that didn't like that conference don't like Microsoft? It was some true blue Xbox niggas that was like, yo, this shit is cheeks. This ain't what we was here for, fam. Like, even if you acknowledge it was third party, like, why you choose them games?
Yeah.
You ain't have no better third party shit you could have threw up there?
Games that was readily available.
Exactly.
That's cool.
But that's why that makes that strategy so stupid. If you ain't have no true blue heat to show, sit your ass down. That's what I'm saying. Like, these niggas could have came out. Think about it. And I know this off on a tangent from the question, but like, it kind of ties in. Think about this shit. Think about if they'd have showed, like, think about some third-party games that we know are on the horizon. Think if they would have showed Overwatch 2, which is going to be a huge fucking game. Or think if they'd have showed...
actually show some Madden footage instead of just...
Right, or think if they actually showed, right, some actual true blue Madden footage and not just a replay of a nigga diving for the pylon.
You didn't show no footage.
Right, or
nothing.
Think if they would have showed fucking 2K21 or any big third party game
footage, I'm telling you.
I mean,
man, if you don't shut the fuck up about Destiny, man, look. Shout out. Hold up. Shout out to the Destiny community, but man, fuck that game.
But nah, fuck that.
Fuck that game.
They working on like a next gen version of like Apex Legends, and they showed that shit, and that shit was looking like way better than the current version. Like, that's because niggas know what Apex looked like. If niggas would have seen like an Xbox version of Apex, like, damn, look at that shit.
I'll tell you where Xbox is fucking.
Hold on, wait, Lutha. Let me say this real quick, cause I'm not trying to be. I can't think of the word, but I'm not trying to be the devil's advocate in this. But in a way, here's my problem with the Xbox conference, and that now we're about to get off the question. But again, it's a discussion, and we always have discussions. So my thing about the Xbox conference is, and I touched on it in our Discord. Link to our Discord to be in the description. We all know the first generation of games that come out on a new gen is basically going to be running the old gen engine, and they're going to look like a previous gen game. All of us, everybody in this chat, have been gaming for far too long, and we've gamed together across multiple generations. Remember, okay, so for instance, Heavenly Sword. That shit didn't look like what the last year of PS3 games looked like. That shit didn't look like The Last of Us.
Direct comparison, like God of War 2.
Yeah.
God of War 2 dropped months before Heavenly Sword, and there was a clear difference in graphics, dude.
Yeah.
Regardless of what you thought was the better game, Heavenly Sword,
but
way better than God of War 2.
But ultimately,
difference in like, oh, that looked like next gen.
That was the G.
Yeah, but at the same time, you look at Heavenly Sword, and then you look at Last of Us. You look at what was one of the first series of PS4 games, and we've all of us have had a PlayStation 4 day one. Matter of fact, we all was in the chat at midnight, just fresh from picking up our PS4s.
Right.
You look at Killzone, then look at God of War.
It don't look like the same system.
What the generation starts with is never what we end with, and I think
what you first see is never indicative of what it could actually do.
But
so
here's one. Here's where I feel like Microsoft messed up. No matter what console, no matter what system, no matter what manufacturer, all first-party games on either system, whether it be the 360 or the PS3, the PS2 or the Dreamcast or the PS4 and the Xbox One, all first-party games typically look, play, and feel better than third-party games. Period. You can't find a PS4 third-party game that compares, and I'm talking from publisher to publisher, whether it be EA, whether it be Activision. Take-Two has it in GTA. They had GTA, but that's the only one I can think of that compares to anything Sony put out first party on the PS3 or even the PS4. Name a third party game that touches Spider-Man. Or a third party game that touches God of War. Or even right. Or in the case of the Xbox, and I've played some Xbox One games. For me, for my money, there's really no third-party game that compares in leveraging the Xbox One or the Xbox One X the way Gears did. Gears 4 or Gears 5 does.
God damn it, that Ori and the whatever Forest.
Or even Forza.
Nice.
There's no third-party game that leverages the respective consoles. Even on Nintendo side, there's no third-party game that leverages their respective consoles the way first party does.
I just looked up the PS4 top 10 games on Metacritic, right? And I know Metacritic ain't perfect, but I just did this off the cuff.
Right.
Out of the top 10, there's only 2 games that aren't PS4 exclusives, and they're both Rockstar games.
Right.
Yeah, Red Dead.
It's Red Dead and GTA.
Now, there's another game I'll throw in there.
Which is funny. Which is funny because.
Pretty as shit.
But again, if you gonna have me put Batman up against God of War, guess which one I'm picking?
No. I'm just saying, Batman.
But the rest of the top 10 is Last of Us Remastered, Persona 5 Royal, the original Persona 5, God of War, Metal Gear Solid 5, Uncharted 4, and Journey. And then right after that is Bloodborne.
Yep.
Which Bloodborne was an amazing game. I'm sorry, I forgot about that game.
But that's what I'm saying. And even if you scroll down 4 more games, it's Shadow of the Colossus.
When Sony dropped that Bloodborne 2 footage I'm telling you, man.
And here's the crazy thing. Stop and think about that for a second. 2 of the games on that list are remasters. Last of Us and Shadow of Colossus.
Yep.
What studio?
Shadow of the Colossus wasn't top 10, but it's not far outside.
Right. But again, the thing is,
PS2 game.
Right, that's a PlayStation 2 game that was just updated graphically. That was it. They just updated the graphics.
Take that shit off real quick.
So,
and it's still one of the best games of the generation.
So
beat a 10-year-old game.
So essentially, like for instance, for instance, what did we say about sports games in the chat? We said easily MLB The Show, which is a Sony first-party game, is the best sports game out. Period.
I'm gonna look at Xbox One's top 10 and see if it's it's the same 2 games at the top, Red Dead and GTA, but.
It'll probably be a mix of third party.
I forgot.
Metal Gear was a third party. Yeah, that wasn't exclusive.
Yeah, and that's the third. But then the fourth is Celeste, then RE2, Inside, Forza, Divinity Original Sin, What Remains of Edith Finch, and A Witcher 3. So they have 1 exclusive in the top 10, and it's Forza.
No Halo, no nothing.
And you know what's the next highest rated exclusive? Forza.
Yeah, because they made a crap ton of Forzas during the Xbox One generation.
It's Forza 4.
I'm expecting to see Forza when they show their exclusive.
Because they had Forza 3, they had Forza 4, they had Forza Motorsport.
It's Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
See these motherfuckers.
But see, that's why
audience doesn't go after shit like that.
But see, that's why. Well, no, but that's why Microsoft started buying up studios to create a first-party dev team.
But this proves the point. What don't you see up there in the highest rated games? Halo and Gears. Their 2 flagship franchises fell the fuck off. That's why they went and bought studios. Because them shits was on the no,
because I'm gonna keep it a buck. Gears 4 was really good to me. I like the
Gears
story
4,
mode on that. Yeah,
Gears 4. I don't know what they got rated. I'm down to the 88, and I don't see it yet. But it's not that those games got bad. They just weren't the pillars that they were earlier in their run.
No, because I don't think they'll make a Gears that'll touch Gears 1 or 2.
Like I'm down. Oh, Halo Master Chief Collection got an 85, and that's the first Halo game I see, unless I miss one.
And that was glitchy as fuck when it first came out. I remember that.
Right. Yeah, the online didn't even work. But that just goes to show you, like, most of the best PS4 games are first party, in a couple of third party games that were like just exceptional by most people's account.
And the funny thing is,
Xbox, it's like all third party shit in a fucking racing game.
And the funny thing is, you can't even look at the Metacritic top 10 list for Nintendo, because I guarantee you the top 10 is all Nintendo games. They pump out so many first-party games.
Look. Fuck it.
They pump out so many first-party games because they have to.
What was your question, Choze?
No, the question was, I mean, but
how do we feel about the console?
How do you feel about the console wars? Has it helped or hurt gaming? And for me, I feel like it's helped.
Oh, damn! I didn't even answer the question. Like, I answered half the question. Like, yeah, I was gonna say I think it's helped. Like, I said how I feel about the console wars, but
yeah, you said how you feel about people who participate.
Yeah, but I guess I'll give a shorter answer for that part, and then y'all can go. I mean, how I feel about it as far as from a company standpoint, I feel like it's fucking great because we see what happened when niggas go unopposed. We was just talking earlier about 2K and how when NBA Live went away, suddenly 2K got stagnant. And they didn't innovate like they once were.
And, you can't make me buy 2K.
Same thing for Madden. When Madden had 2K around pushing them, Madden was delivering a quality product, and so was 2K. And then when 2K was finna leave them in the dust, they pulled the trump card and bought the license. And then they kind of just started chilling because it's like, well, nobody else can make a game. So, like, you need the console war. Well, Sony and Microsoft need the console wars because even if they don't want to, look what happened to Sony when they felt like they ain't have no competition. They got lax. They put the PS3.
We got the PS3,
and they can do whatever, and shit got real quick. And then they had to go back to the drawing board and be like, "Damn, we got humbled."
No, it's funny because what happened was Sony developed their first-party studios more.
They had to,
and now
Sony wasn't fucking with them at all. So they did the smart thing and was like, "Well, we gotta triple down on our own shit."
They had to do a Nintendo.
They had to do a Nintendo, but now they got the best of both worlds. Not only do they have a strong ass first party, but they got third party back on their side because the PS4 killed it. So now they got all the ammo they need. They got all the clips for all the guns. They just can't fumble the bag again.
You want to war with Ox?
Right. Who come test me?
Come test me.
Right.
But I mean that actually answers my part of the question in regards to has it helped. I feel like it's helped because I'm a Sony fan. When it comes to the PlayStation brand, as soon as it was announced that there was going to be a PlayStation 5, I think all of us said the same thing: how much and when. And so,
throw this in real quick.
Yeah.
There's only 5 Nintendo exclusives in the top 10.
Really?
Yep.
There's Warframe.
Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey. 3 is Divinity Original Sin, 4 is Undertale, 5 is Smash Brothers. That's 3 so far. Then it's Celeste, Bayonetta 2, which I counted. That's exclusive. Then there's Mario Kart 8, Inside, and Sonic Mania Plus.
Okay.
10 highest rated games.
I could stand to be wrong. Shout out Nintendo.
And there's 3 other games tied with Sonic Mania, but none of them are exclusive, so it didn't even matter. Well, Animal Crossing is the next game though. It's 11.
Well, it's still early in Animal Crossing. Well, that's based on ratings, right?
It's based on reviews.
So
reviews are coming at
I think I think it's helped because let's be honest, as big of a negative as the console wars are, in my opinion, the plus is that
Ori is on Switch.
the plus is that we as gamers, as consumers, we've gotten better products. Because as good as we may think the PS4 is, we don't get that if Sony dominated the PS3 gen. If Microsoft didn't dominate the Xbox PS3 generation, Sony wouldn't have had to go back to the drawing board. We probably would have still gotten the same quality of first parties because, I mean, I don't know if any of you watch a lot of the Sony Pictures movies, but a lot of those are really, really good and really made very well. They might not be your cup of tea because they're very story-like and they're very artsy. And at the same time, you know, when it comes to Sony Music, a lot of the music that they make doesn't really pop in America because it doesn't become popular. But it's well-made music. Like as a company, Sony, when it comes to the entertainment, the audio-visual side, it's really well-done material, and they support well-done material. So I could see that translating to the PlayStation brand, and it has, because we get Spider-Man, we get the show, we get God of War. Has Sony first party had any clunkers? Maybe, but they've had so many hits. It's like, do the clunkers really matter? As for X,
And on top of that, it's like not only do the clunkers not matter, it's like they matter, but it's also how you get the gems because they give people the space to try shit.
yeah.
And it's like if it don't work, it's like all right, it ain't work, but we tried. We learned something from it.
No.
Like, go ahead.
Now I feel like on the Microsoft side, and before anybody hits the comment section asking, my view on Nintendo is they're very strict on what goes on their consoles. That's just a fact. Nintendo has always been strict about what goes on their consoles. They've always been very controlling of their own IPs and how Mario is shown and represented. They want Mario to be about fun and family and parties and all that, and they've controlled that narrative since the original Nintendo. But with Microsoft, here's my thing about Microsoft. Before they got Phil Spencer, because you have to draw the line with Microsoft gaming before Phil Spencer and after Phil Spencer. Before Phil Spencer, Microsoft made a lot of missteps. That's how they lost out on Bungie. So they lost out on Destiny. They lost out on who is the original Gears dev?
Cliffy B.
Cliffy B.
No, the company he worked for.
Epic.
They lost out on Epic. I believe that in a way, because of the console wars and the way Phil Spencer is viewing it as just listening to him talk, it gives me, if I was an Xbox fan, I'd have some hope that the Xbox brand will be around for a long time. Because the only thing overall that Phil Spencer has adopted from Microsoft, which is the big bosses, his bosses, is the services mantra. Other than that, he's willing to work with Sony. He's willing to work with Nintendo. He wants to enable crossplay. He wants to do all these things. Now, the ultimate goal for Microsoft is still about services. So the more you can get the other companies like Sony and Nintendo involved in crossplay, the more enticing the services look for PC gamers and for Xbox gamers. Because now it's like, okay, I won't miss out on gaming with my friends, so what the console I buy doesn't really matter. Which isn't entirely true, but it's not entirely not true either. But that's where I feel like the console wars have helped, because just like Sony had to go back to the drawing board during the PS3 era, Microsoft has had to do the same thing after when they brought in Phil Spencer, and he's basically pushing gaming as a whole, console wars or not. He's pushing us into a new era of gaming, and I'm quietly excited, especially after Sony made the deal they made with Microsoft. I'm kind of excited to see what the ultimate result of that is. You know what I mean?
What's the deal you referring to?
What up, Ryan?
They did the server deal. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if Iron might know it, but Iron, you don't know any details? What's up, Iron? By the way, shout out to Iron. Welcome to the podcast, by the way.
Thank you.
What was the Sony Microsoft deal? Was that for the servers for the network, or was that?
It was for some cloud technology that Sony would use to leverage, I believe, PlayStation Now. Because Microsoft has the technology for a better backend via Azure, and I guess Sony was going to leverage that, and they worked out some type of deal so Sony could use some of the technology for things like PlayStation Now and whatever they, I guess, choose to in the future.
Yeah, because they can use the Azure network also for the PSN as a whole if they chose to, because the Azure network is a powerful streaming platform. So I could see Sony leveraging that in a multitude of ways, up to and including, say for instance, you know how we have to install games to the drive or whatever? One aspect of streaming tech that they could probably use that for is to push to you the game while it's streaming and let the download continue. I'm not sure if that's entirely possible. That's probably just my imagination running wild. But I could see that being a use case if that's powerful enough. Just I haven't read any tech reports on the Azure network to fully understand it or anything, but you know us gamers, we let our imagination run wild on possibilities, right? But I mean, also at the same time, what the console wars brought us was, and I can't never forget these ads because I think about them often. What Sega does, Nintendo don't. I mean, we got some classic gems out of that ad campaign, boy. I didn't even know what I didn't even know the Sega Genesis had a blast processor until that ad started running. Oh, that's what helped Sonic run so fast. Okay, I'm gonna get a Sega Genesis.
Blast processing was the most effective piece of marketing buzz bullshit ever.
What we talking about?
When Sega was trying to hype up the reason why Sonic can move so fast was the blast processor. Yeah.
Blast processor versus Mode 7?
Yeah.
That was a battle, boy. All Mode 7 was them niggas spinning the camera around. So revolutionary at the time.
For some reason, I think Jerz already answered this question.
Because I be talking a lot.
So no, because it was actually part of your rant. So I'm not sure if I should skip this, but I'm gonna ask it and then I'm gonna let y'all tell me if we should just skip it. All right. So with everything going towards gaming over the internet. Oh wait, no, wrong question. What drives you crazy about today's generation of gamers versus the generation of gaming we grew up in?
Oh, what drives me crazy?
A bunch of pussies.
Oh no, I ain't answered it. I got it.
I'll get to it.
I mean, I don't know if
for some reason, I'm go ahead, Lutha. We let Jerz get his rant off. Get your rant off, Lutha. Let it fly.
No, man.
Go on. Hold up. Let me go ahead and give you the spark. Remember this word, Luther? Grab assing.
Hey, man. This is gonna be good. But look.
I said they running around grab
assing. Shout out to all the Destiny 2 players that like to play as a team. You grab ass.
You got games now that you can't fail. This is why I call them pussies. You got games that you can't fail. The game will play itself for you if you think it's too challenging. Back in our generation, we were growing up, shit, if you couldn't beat a game, goddammit, that means you just spent your whole day not beating that fucking game.
Yeah.
Ain't no save, ain't no shit, you gonna start over. Battletoads.
Right.
Oh man. Look, man. I'd hate to say it. Maybe somebody in this party has, but I'm on the very long list of people that have never beaten Contra, even with 30 lives. So
you are. I done beat the dog
That's the only reason I call them pussy. It's now because of the internet.
I'll take that L.
Stream or make a video. People will make videos on how to cheese or beat a game. So people, once they run into a challenge, they just going straight to the internet. How do you beat this shit? Right. How do you cheese this shit? But like, no, play the game.
I got another alternate view, or not an alternate view. Like I disagree with yours, but I got a different gripe with today's generation in that. Like, I do agree that they have it easier than we did. Like, we didn't have resources when we needed help. All you had was like Game Pro or Nintendo Power. If your parents would buy you that shit. Yeah, or a Game Genie, which was like $80 or some shit. Like, so like, and that didn't even really make you beat the game legit. Like, I never beat a game with a Game Genie and then felt like I didn't need to beat it legit. Like, I'd beat it, see the ending, and then be like, all right, I need to learn how to do this shit myself, because like, if that's the only way I could beat it, I'm kind of ass. So like, I don't know. I think we took more pride in actually completing shit because everything was hard. Or not everything, but like most of the best games had a decent challenge. But my real beef with this generation is that they are so the social aspect of gaming has made people worry more about winning than the experience being enjoyable. Right. So it's turned every game into like a camp fest, a cheese fest. I'm gonna just play the meta instead of just doing what I actually want to do. Like, you'll hear niggas say shit like, man, I'm tired of having to play this character, but that's the meta. Nigga, play as who you want to play as, then.
Right.
Like, nobody's making you pick that character. You just making yourself feel like you need to win every match. And you think you can't do it unless you have that character, because that's what the meta told you.
Right. Yeah,
so it's like, it's that type of shit.
I play with all the off weapons. I don't play with the.
Yeah, it's like online gaming has turned gaming into like homework, where people want to be good. So before they even play the game, they go online, they study all the strategies, they watch all the videos of the best players, right. And then they just go copy what they do. And it's like, if you're not a person that's doing that or cares enough on that level, you're kind of at a disadvantage. And it's like, that's a choice we have to make. And that speaks to what I said earlier when I was like, I've learned that it's okay to not be good at everything. Like, I used to think that wasn't okay because so much of my confidence was tied to my gaming ability. But, like, I just had to realize, like, I'm still dope even when I'm getting my ass whooped on a video game because you're beating me. But, like, nobody wants to be your friend. Nobody wants to talk to you. You wouldn't exist if we weren't on the sticks right now. Meanwhile, people still fuck with me even when I'm getting smashed. Like, y'all don't never say, I don't want to play with you no more, Jer.
Hold on, wait, pause. What to say that?
I did say that.
He said smash. Okay, pause.
Please do that shit. We're not going to let that go by, my guy.
I think one of my biggest gripes with this generation of gamers is 80 to 90% of them have manufacturing skill. And it goes to what Jerry said. Before they even pop the game open, before they even take it out the box or the open the pack, they already on YouTube or some other site looking up, what's the best way to start the game or shit like that. Like, what's the best weapons in the game, or how to get this weapon early, and all kind of shit like that. And I think it takes away from the the challenge of the game and the actual reason why you should play the game.
Yeah.
And especially in multiplayer games, is like you said, they look on there and see exactly what the best weapon is to use, and and it's all manufactured skill. There's no actual player skill anymore.
I think what it is we used to find joy in the fact that we were like really good at games, but we also found joy in the trek to be good.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, the game was fun, so we just were having fun playing it even when we were losing. But then you look up one day and you're just bodying niggas like, oh shit, I'm that dude. But it was just because you played it a lot because it was fun. You didn't play it a lot because you wanted to be the best. You played it a lot because it was fun as hell to play, even whether you was winning or losing. And I think that's devs' fault too, because devs are designing games where having fun, win or lose, isn't even the goal anymore.
Right.
They're designing games to be competitive. They're designing games with esports in mind. They're designing games where they know everybody's sole purpose is going to be the best at the game. So if you just want to play to have fun, you might as well not even drop your 60. Because you playing against sweaty ass niggas who just here to destroy you. And they're going to use any underhanded tactics they can find or look up on YouTube or find on Reddit to get you the fuck out of here. You just trying to have fun.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know. I just wish there was a place where all the people who just trying to kick it and play a fun game could just get together. It's kind of like if you go to a gym to play pickup, and then it's like, say it's like a bunch of fucking former D1 hoopers there just running everybody off the court. And you like, dog, we all in our mid-30s and got work tomorrow. Why y'all here? like, why y'all can't go somewhere where it's like higher comp for y'all to play? Y'all want to come here and beat up on a bunch of old men who barely could, like, move. But they get enjoyment out of that because they're winning and they're dominant. And that's what it be feeling like. It's like these people, they go look up like all these strategies and shit, and they like practice how to do all this shit, and then you go online hoping to run into people who just playing to play, and then you beat the dog shit out of them, and then you stream it, and then you talk shit.
Right.
But then when you run up against people who do what you do, or people who just naturally good as hell, then it's, the game lagging. Oh, this game be cheating. Oh, that character OP. Nerf the gun. No, bitch, you just realized you ain't that good.
Right.
So it's like, I don't know. I like that all ties into what bothers me, like, about this gen. It's like, it do tie back to what Lutha said, because those be the spoiled, entitled gamers that he talking about. The ones that they front runners. When they whooping ass, they love everything about life, and then as soon as somebody show them what time it really is, oh, this game trash, I'm finna delete this shit.
Oh, it's
somebody clip that. Somebody clip that.
Like,
yeah. You can't beat me without Luna, and then you put on another gun and gun butt that nigga. Then it's like, oh, he glitching. Ain't nobody glitch. Shut up.
Right.
You glitching. Like, all right.
Yo, it's crazy. Like, even to your point about, like, people looking shit up. Like, I remember one day when I was playing Undertale, Garen came in here. Mind you, he's never played Undertale in his life. Not once. He came in here and he's like, oh, you're fighting this boss? And I'm like, huh? And he like, yeah, he said the boss name. And I was like, you play Undertale? He was like, no. I was like, you ever played before? He was like, no. And I'm like, how the hell do you know what boss this is? I watched a playthrough on YouTube, and I'm just like, why would you do that for a game you never even gonna play?
Shout out to
That's just what people do, right? The OG. But that's just what people do, especially kids. Like, they'll just watch people play shit just to do
that shit.
So it's like, he knew.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's one thing to watch somebody play a game you finna play. You know everything about the game and never touched it.
That like, my godson to play a game, like, and he can game his ass off. I mean, I've taught him well. But if he get to a part that's too tough, or the game start beating him, he want to quit.
Go look that thing up.
Not even look it up. The motherfucker
he
just
like,
stop playing the game, and I'll be like, "What the fuck is the problem?"
I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I do that shit.
And he'd be like, "Well, no, it was tough," and I'd be,
"Nah, I ain't do that shit as a kid though. Like as a kid, I was about that action."
In me, as I tell y'all, I'll tell them like, "Look, if you quit on a fucking video game, you quit life."
You be wanting to say, "Look, little nigga, pick them sticks back up."
Yeah. Oh no, I do tell them that. I'm like, "No, you gonna pick the game up and you gonna beat this motherfucker. At least beat the part that beats you." You talk all that shit, and I'll be like, "What's the problem?" I'll make this motherfucker explain to me what he did, what happened, and why he lost, and then be like, "Okay, so what do you think you can do?" Yeah, figure the shit out. Because in life, if you do that shit, and
you
if
gotta
something
analyze
to life and you fucking quit, you can't fucking quit.
No, it is. You gotta analyze that shit.
I mean, honestly,
what you could do different.
Exactly. You got to see what the fuck did you do and what did the game do. Okay, now let's figure out how we can beat what the game did.
I mean, and that's real because I do miss the days, and those days are still there for me, and I know they're still there for all of us because of the conversations that we have. We'll be talking about a game, whether we're all playing it or not, and we'll talk about it. Even today, like with Lutha and Hitman, and this is where today's technology has helped gamers. With share play, Hitman was able to help Lutha with certain things, whatever it was in Spider-Man. I don't want to say what it is because, somebody going to be in the comments like, that was so damn easy. You ain't need no help, and we don't need that type of action because, I'm just because I don't cuss my brothers out anymore. Don't think you internet people is free from a verbal assaultitude. But it sucks that whereas when we were coming up, we get stuck at a part in the game, and our parents would probably see us having a tantrum or getting angry about it, and they'll say, figure it out. Or our older brother, or in my case, me towards my little brother, I'd be like, man, you got to figure this out. It's not hard. And we'd sit there and really, this is where we started developing our analytical skills, really. When we were young and gaming, we sit there and break it down like Kobe and Mike probably broke down game film. Like, okay, what did I do? What is the game doing?
You already know.
We looking for patterns. We looking for everything. How many times?
Didn't have Rodman broke down that rebounding shit. That let you know.
Yeah, like how many times were how many different games did we play? We beat a certain boss because we looked at the fight and was like, oh, that's his pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And we looked at the pattern and we came up
they
with...
were mostly about pattern recognition.
Yeah.
And then identifying where the holes in the pattern were that you can, exploit.
That we can exploit. But nowadays, even with that, look at, Callus. There's a pattern there. Even today, boss fights have a pattern.
Pattern based.
But what we call them now is puzzles. So you got to figure out. Yeah. You got to figure out what the pattern is.
The pattern is just a series of stages.
It's basically when a boss fight is broken up into phases. Okay, now I got to figure out the new pattern. Or what's the weakness to the boss during this particular phase? Or we use words like, okay, this is the damage phase. No, you just through the pattern that you saw, you figured out at what point you can attack the boss. So, but the unfortunate thing is, it's not even just before people open the games. There are people in this world before they even buy the game. They're on YouTube looking up tips and tricks. And the one thing that burns and grinds my gears, I don't even know why I'm saying that, about is when, I don't like this YouTube generation of I gotta be first. And it really, really irritated me when Final Fantasy VII Remake dropped. You had cats who were already posting quote unquote guides and videos on how to beat the final boss of the game literally by the middle of the second day of the game's release, and I'm like, damn, did you go to sleep? How many hours you got in this game? Oh, never mind. You're only a level 25, but you took your time. You probably spent more time on the final boss than you did any other part of the game because
He was wild under level.
right, Sephiroth a pain in the ass at rank 30 or 40.
Shit, I was 40. I was like 42.
Right, I was 40.
That nigga beat me once.
Getting irritated by that nigga, but apparently even at 40, that's when you supposedly over level for him. But whatever. The point is,
I don't know. He gave me the beats.
and then the crazy thing is, you got these YouTubers, like this one YouTuber I watched like 30 seconds of his video earlier, and then something told me to scroll down into the comments. So I did, because I realized that what he was talking about, he started off talking about a lot of stuff that you can already do during the game. During the game, like that's literally in the flow of the game. That's not meant to be in game for this one particular game. And he's trying to hype it up as if it's in-game stuff, and I'm just like, really? And then I'm scrolling through the comments, and people like, dude, you spent like 6-7 minutes talking about stuff that we can do during the flow of the game. None of this is in-game. And then you start talking about the actual in-game, and that's when I was basically like, well, he got to have a video at 10 minutes to monetize it for YouTube.
I couldn't even get back.
And there's that. A lot of these,
everybody's looking at looking at it from a gamer's
right. No, even some of these YouTubers need to take responsibility for the current state of a lot of these gamers, because they're giving out bad information. They're giving out bad information to a bunch of YouTubers, to a bunch of followers who accept their word as gospel just because they made one.
They like them.
Right, or they made 1 or 2 videos where they actually told the truth. Now the other
believe everything they say.
Right, now the other 2,000 videos, just so they can hit 10 minutes, is 8 minutes of filler and crap and 2 minutes of the actual information that's worth something. And that really, in my honest opinion, it hurts gaming, because gaming, while it's meant to be something you do for leisure, it's also something that, as we all can attest to it, it's something that has helped us in a multitude of ways, whether it be, it improved our analytical skills, or like Hitman said, even if it was partly a joke, he was like, it really did help me become a better shooter. A lot of these gamers nowadays are missing out on the wealth that's in gaming, because for a lot of YouTubers, it's just a business. Even if I give you bad information, so what? You watch a 10-minute video, let me get my coins. No.
Everybody want to be first about something. It's like,
This may be a statement from a comic book, but it's so freaking true of real life. With great power comes great responsibility. If all you doing as a YouTuber is giving out trash information, then you're becoming a part of the reason why a lot of gamers nowadays, especially younger gamers, are trash at gaming. And that does nothing to advance the culture. You know what I mean? So, but it's funny, we went off into this part because y'all basically answered like 2 other questions I had in one shot. So I don't have to ask those 2 questions. But the next 2 questions I'm about to ask, I'm gonna just make them the final 2 questions. The last question for me being the most important one. But so basically, as a group, how old was Harmony when we started gaming?
2.
She's like 2, and she's like, what, 18, 17, 18 now?
Boy, relax.
Huh? Jared said he ain't ready for that.
Nah, she's 15.
She 15 now. So we've been gaming together for 13 plus years. Harmony done been the official, the unofficial, and then the official mascot of the group and everything. But basically, we've been gaming together for so long, I think we all have a fairly good handle on each other. So, which roles do you feel each member of the crew brings to the table that aids in maintaining our unity as a group, or rather, at this point, as a family?
This is such an interesting question. I'm glad I don't go first. I want to hear what y'all gonna say about me.
I'll let Lutha go.
Alright, what's the question?
What roles do you feel certain members, and you don't have to name every member because we're actually like 15 deep. So you could try and stick with the people that's in the chat. What roles do you feel each member feels or fulfills within the group that aids in us maintaining unity as a clan, as a group, as a family of gamers?
Right.
It's a loaded question.
That's a crazy question.
I'll wait.
That shit fire. I was like, ooh, this is.
I'm pretty sure any members of the group that will wind up watching this YouTube video are probably leaning forward at this point.
What's crazy?
They doing
It's not the last question.
because the last question is the most important question. Is really a more important question to me.
You got some real shit in tech.
It's not even an individual thing with all of us. It's like because each of us, it's just how we did the chemistry and the mix then kept us together. Because I mean, you'll have one game where somebody might do something, and that personality comes out, and they're going off about this game, which is keep the others together like the glue. But then you have another game where another person, that glue comes from them instead of the other person. Instead of person A, it comes from person B. It's just all our shit. It just mixed. It's the shit just went together. I mean, there's like nothing in particular because it's not like we're all to go political. It's not like everybody's one of everything. Everybody's not all conservative. Everybody's not all liberal or democratic, as they would say. It's just a mix of shit. It's just blended well together. Where we just that's my answer.
All right, what about you, Hitman? Clearing his throat.
I'll say, as far as the people in this chat, I think, no, not to get too deep into anything. I think,
Same team, though.
I think I've always felt like we do a good job of keeping the group. The reason we do a good job of keeping the group stable is because our group consists of people that, like, to be real, we've had a lot more people in Cade Gang than we do now. We just
we was 40 deep at one point.
Yeah, we just happen to weed out people that unfortunately don't, jive. And I've always felt that to have a good team, no matter what it is, people have to be a cohesive unit. You can't just have a bunch of motherfuckers that want to be rogue and do their own thing. Because at the end of the day, this, like you said, it's a family. I mean, family does have disagreements and stuff like that. But at the same time, we always got each other's back. And the people that don't have each other's back, they the ones that got to go, So I think...
Basically, Hitman's the bouncer of the crew.
You gotta go.
Gotta go.
Hit niggas with the 8 Mile bars.
You know, if I don't want to put labels on people or anything like that, but I say that
I do.
Jerry's bringing the logic to the group. I think he keeps us grounded.
Man, that illogical ass Negro. That Negro. Man, look, I still remember when Twitter was first popping. That boy used to come up in here and chat. I'd be like, man, look, if he come up in here complaining about some Twitter shit.
You know what's funny? You know what? I'll speak on that when I take my turn. But it's funny because me, Peagle, and Endless was up the other night. It was just us three. And somehow, whatever convo we got into, that shit came up. And, like, that shit was kind of dope because Endless was like, you know what, man? He's like, not for nothing. All them years ago where you was going the fuck off every day on Twitter, you was right. He's like, I don't know if I ever told you that, but he was like, you was 100% fucking right. And these niggas is never going to tell you that, but I'm going to tell you. He was like, you had that shit correct. Like, you was ahead of the curve. He's like, all that shit niggas be trying to be on now, you was screaming that shit from the rooftops back then. And they tried to crucify you for it, yo. Like, he's like, I watched it happen. And I feel bad I ain't really do shit about it. But he was like, you was right. And I was like, you don't really understand, like, even all this time later, where I'm kind of a little bit over it, it still meant something to me to hear somebody say it, like, yo, you wasn't crazy, dog. Like, you was telling the truth, and niggas just ain't like it.
You know what? I ain't even gonna lie. But when I get to that part in the video and I'm making a mental note right now, while Jerz is saying that, I'm going to have a violin track playing in the background.
Smack shit out you, bro.
But go ahead. I'm interested to hear your breakdown of it.
Yeah.
I want to hear this.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
All right. So you said just the people in the chat, right? So, all right. I'm going to try to make comparisons as best I can to make the shit make sense. But, all right. So, Hitman is like
He the bouncer, nigga.
Nah, I wouldn't even call him a bouncer per se. I would call, if I had to pick a bouncer, low-key, you more of that type than him. Like, you more the person that get fed up and just be like, yo, like, this nigga, nah. like you be the first one to be sick of niggas. Like, so, if I had to pick a bouncer, it'd be you, like, hey, Jerz, man, this nigga, he not good for that. Yep. Like, he making niggas denounce their membership. Like,
I ain't even gonna lie.
I get him.
I ain't even gonna lie. He 100% right on this shit because I showed you.
So I make you a bouncer. Hitman, I feel like he's like a strategist. Like Hitman, no, I don't want to make him a strategist.
No, you were right. Hitman is the Batman of the crew. He the Batman of the crew.
Yeah. Batman's a good because Batman will strategize and then he can carry out the strategy. So he's like both.
All you gotta do is,
nah, I mean, Hitman tell you how to do some shit, then he'll show you how to do it. So it's like he's like the elder statesman where it's like he a John Wick ass nigga. Like he can just do whatever need to be done, but he really be just wanting to mind his business. Like
I just want to say real quick
with his dog. Like
I just want to say real quick to anybody watching this on YouTube. Y'all don't know how 100% he is with that John Wick comparison.
I'm dropping jewels right now. Listen to me. When I say the nigga John Wick, the boy's got his own money. He said, when I say his own money, he got his own money. But nah. So I felt like that's Hitman. I felt like Lutha to me is like the comic relief, dog. Like
he the Kevin Hart of the crew, drunk or sober.
Yeah, like Lutha, it don't matter. Oh no, drunk Lutha is definitely the comic relief. Sober Lutha is still funny, but Lutha make me laugh when it's funny because like he come out left field with the wildest viewpoints, and I just gotta laugh at them shits. Whether I agree or not, it make me laugh. And then his laugh is infectious. Like people say about me, I feel that way about him. Like when he laugh, it make me laugh. Like every time he say triple single, I hear him laughing before he live. Like, but it's like with Lutha, it's like Lutha.
Shout out to Draymond Green and Charles Barkley.
But like Lutha attitude is always positive. Like he always in a good mood. Like he never seems to be upset except when niggas is grab assing. Nah, I mean,
these niggas is grab assing. 101. 101.
So like that's Luther to me. He's like he brings the fun to the mid. Not that he the only one, but I feel like that would be his role. Like he brings the fun to the proceedings, even when everybody else not really in the mood. He'd be like, man, fuck that. We finna have some fun. Like Luther always saying that shit. And then like,
when we talking about the verses, Sideshow and Iron.
Yeah, show here.
Okay, so Sideshow to me, he's like Sideshow is like the secret weapon, and I say that because
only when he got a P90 though.
That's the only time.
But it's like Sideshow is very good. Like if somebody was observing us, like say if somebody came in a party and was just listening to us interact and watching us play, Sideshow is very good at not really giving away how good he actually is at shit. So like because he don't talk a lot of shit,
especially Monopoly.
And like, yeah, but it's like he be knowing what the fuck is going on. Like he be studying, he be peeping, he be watching, he be figuring shit out. And it's like out of nowhere, you get to the end of whatever's going on, and Sideshow right there. Yeah, you like even way back then when we used to play Call of Duty, like Sideshow ain't used to be saying shit. We would be talking crazy. And then we get to the end of the match and he had 27 kills. You'd be like, when the fuck was he killing everybody? Like we knew he was good, but it's like you never knew how good because he ain't do nothing to let you know what was happening until you just had to see it when it was over. Like, yo. Then you go look up some clips and shit like, oh, yeah, Sideshow was clearing rooms out. Like, what?
Sideshow like Chuck Norris from Expendables 2. Who shot that? And Sideshow come creeping around the corner.
So, like, I think that be his thing. Is like he'll be that person, like, where it's like, oh, all right, we need something to get us over the hump. Like, we are who we are, but we need that seasoning on top. All right, we gonna go get Sideshow. Niggas gonna sleep, and then Sideshow gonna clear the block, and then he gonna go back home. Like, all right, hit me up when you need me, and that's gonna be that. And then Iron to me, just roll like this a funny role because it ain't really a role that got shit to do with gaming. It is a role that got something to do with us. And this is why you one of my favorite people, because Iron is the only other person in our group besides me that's so like musically inclined. Like I can't sing shit without Iron jumping in. And that shit make me so happy, yo. Like, y'all don't entertain my bullshit when they cut. Choze do it a little bit because he been around me so long. He's starting to sing his words. And Dave do too, a little bit. But, like, Iron complete me on that. Like if I start remixing some shit, Iron gonna give the bass line. Or if I sing some shit, Iron gonna know what it is every time.
Every single time.
It's like, to me, that's important because, like, that's a big part of my personality as far as, like, I just love, like, to sing shit and hum shit and remix songs and add my own words. And he be here with me on that shit. And it's always been that way, honestly. Like,
yeah, it's been that way for years.
Wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute.
We know our rhythm.
Did this dude Sideshow wait until Jerz finished describing him to dip?
That's crazy. I thought that shit too. He was like, what this motherfucker gonna say about me? Say something nice. He's like, oh, all right. No buy, no nothing. He just dipped like I thought so.
He had to try that 18 with him though. Goddamn it, y'all.
Nah, he had 12. He had to peep the silent. He had to be the silent assassin since I just said it. So he had to just slide out. All right, I'm gonna head out. I mean, I could throw a couple of the other people, the regulars, in just real quick, just for posterity. I mean, like Analyst, I would say Analyst is the logical one. Actually, like, not that I'm not logical, but like that nigga even be like hitting me with some logic sometimes. I'll be like, you got it, bro. Like,
And analysts be hitting you with logic while educating you.
yeah, I be just feeling like, man, he kind of got to be right because that shit sound right, I guess. Like, so like he more like I'm logical as far as what makes sense to me. He's more logical as far as like the data and the facts and shit. Like, he gonna take all the information and then make a logical decision. I'm just making a logical decision based on what I think and how I feel. So it's still a little bit opinionated. So like he'd be like the statistician ass nigga, I guess, if you put it like that. Like if this was like Ocean's 11, he gonna be the one that did all the recon. Like, that's Analyst and shit. He gonna find all the cameras in the place, how many guards they gonna have, when they switch the money. Like, he that type of person. That's probably how I should have did this whole shit. If we was like Ocean's 11, that'd have been cool. But that's Analyst. He's like
I'm digging the Wu-Tang shit so far, man. Go ahead.
Oh, Wu-Tang? If we was Wu-Tang members, that'd be wild.
Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Who else? Oh, Dave. When you say Dave. Dave, to me, I don't know. If we was just talking about roles or personalities, Dave just he be the person who's
killer.
Like, yeah, like
he a quiet killer though.
Yeah, but he's not a quiet killer. He's not a quiet killer. He's a calm
he's
killer.
Just a killer.
There's a difference. Like, Dave not quiet, but he's extremely laid back. Like, Sideshow's the quiet killer. Dave is the smooth killer that you never would think could kill someone because he be chilling so hard. But it's like he'll kill a nigga and not even break character.
Nah, he'll kill a
Like,
nigga.
Dave kill niggas and be like, oh, you thought you was gonna run, cuz? You be like, you ain't even gonna raise it.
Nah, Dave will kill you and be like, true.
Right, yeah. You be like, damn, Dave, that nigga ran up on you like he's gonna do something. Dave be like, true. He be like, right. You just be like, yeah, man, a few words, but you know where he coming from. But like Dave to me is like, especially when we used to play Destiny, like, he never really panicked. I know Hitman don't either, but like, Hitman don't panic because he's fucking all world. So I can't learn nothing from that. Like, of course Hitman don't panic. He Hitman. But like Dave's really good too. But Dave isn't good in a way I feel like I can't reach his level. But what I learned from him is like, just keep your cool, dude. Like, nigga kill you, so what? Go kill him back. We down, so what? It's gonna be cool. So it's like, you start, like, you get a little bit of, he's always confident is what I'm trying to say. Like, you know what I mean? He don't never make you feel like he don't think we could win at nothing we doing. So like, it kind of make you feel good about your chances even if you in a bad spot. Cause it's like, well, this nigga ain't tripping. Fuck am I tripping for? You know what I mean? So that's kind of like, Dave is like he's very even killed. Like, he's like I don't know, that's what you want from like a quarterback, I guess. Like, every team, the quarterback ain't the best player, but the quarterback still got to keep everybody, you know, head in the game. So that's kind of like Dave. Like, Dave do a good job of like, keeping shit in perspective in my mind. Then Hobbs is like, she's kind of like Lutha in a way. She's like the female Lutha as far as like, they're very high energy, very jovial. Like, when they're playing, is almost always going to be fun because they're going to make you have fun even if you don't feel like it. Like, you'll want to be in a bad mood or you'll be pissy about some shit and then hear these niggas come cracking jokes and shit. And next thing you know, you kind of out of your feelings. And it's like, it could be a little bit infectious when it come to Hobbs. Like, she kind of make your energy pick up because she's so fucking annoying. You just kind of get down and lay down.
Yeah, lay down. Yeah.
Get down. That nigga's like, you gonna get out and lay down. He said, what, motherfucker?
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious. That nigga said, "Get down." Why he whine like that on cute? Like, how you even do that? Shit, wow.
Shit, I always thought Hobbs would be like the little inner Hulk. Because when she be playing games, she be like, what, fuck, nigga? What?
Oh, she do be beasting, like, but to me, that shit be so funny because I'm looking at where it's coming from. Like, that shit is comical to me.
Coming
Like,
out of nowhere.
like, you weigh like $115, you trying to beast on niggas, like, it's just funny as hell. Like, so that shit just fucking cracked me up. Like, yo, you doing a lot right now, yo, but I respect it.
Like, that man don't know.
I mean, that's most of the main people like that I could think of. I don't know who I would be forgetting. I mean, if y'all want to fill me in, that's mostly like the main people that be around or we play with. Everybody else is more like indie fam or people that don't really come around no more. I mean, we already know Justin's the resident sports nut. That's self-explanatory. I mean,
he's also a resident ducker.
Who?
Still waiting on
he ducky.
So Justin, if you listening to this, I'm still waiting on my pay for you.
I still want my fade. I got whatever on Hitman.
All you other motherfuckers that are listening to this.
I don't fought both of y'all niggas.
With shit. He was observing my gameplay because I said I was a swinging motherfucker. He, because I know where Choze is like, Hitman helped me with, so he ain't helped me with a goddamn thing. If y'all want to see.
You just want to make that clear.
Hey, I just had to clarify.
Alright, so.
I'm just like, they want to test the skills. Hey, we can pick the sticks up. Man, the sticks ain't nowhere but to be found.
Alright, so. Let me get to the final question. Would this be a Mother's Day weekend?
Oh, boy.
Oh, shit.
How, if in any way, did your mothers shape what you ultimately became as a gamer? First off, I just want to say...
Shit. My mom bought shit. Like, hey, like you say, gaming was expensive. I ain't get all the games I wanted, but my mama made sure I had some shit to play. She bought my shit. So without her and her buying some shit for me on Christmas, you go down there, you see Nintendo.
Kid.
Exactly. If she won't buy shit, hey, my brother wasn't using drug money to buy shit. Like, no. my mama bought shit. You go, hey, like I say, Christmas, birthday, well, Dad bought shit on my birthday and Christmas. They were 6 months apart. Can't exclude him. But overall, it was my mama. As long as you do well in school, as long as you do well in school, you want to play them games, go ahead and play them games. As soon as you start fucking up in school, guess what? Turn that Nintendo and that Sega shit off. You ain't playing that shit. You fucked up in school, so no Mario, no Sonic for you, motherfucker.
No glass processing, no Mode 7.
Exactly. You don't get none of that. You get
Not near another.
Plumber boy my ass. Plumber boy them books. Like, goddamn, Mom, I already got you. Hey, so hey, look, my mom was the one who bought the shit and she made sure that I remember that this was just games and that life was life. There's other parts of life that is more important. This is just game. This is entertainment. It's only entertainment. Are you not entertained? That's what the fuck these were. That other shit, that's life. That's my mom. All right, I'm done. There you go.
Thanks. Also,
I ain't arguing. I ain't arguing with no nigga.
Damn, I want some more alcohol, but shit, I don't even drink, bro. I've been drunk. I figured since this show, I know this ain't got shit to do with the question. But since this goddamn quarantine shit, I done drunk about 4 gallons. This some bullshit.
Yeah. Drinking
I
a
just
lot.
finished off the fucking half gallon of JD Honey. That's the shit I just finished, and finished off a fifth of vodka. I got another fifth that I got that Ciroc mango that ain't opened yet, but I ain't trying to
Hey,
open
Lutha, I dare you to drive.
Damn. Huh?
Finished a fifth of vodka. I said I dare you to drive.
Oh, hey, man.
You heard, huh?
I can drive till I can't drive.
Yep.
I let y'all know, hey, I can drive till I can't drive. Everybody that know me know that shit. If we drinking, I'm good. But when I tell you I can't drive, motherfucker, he go. I will hand you the keys and go, look, no, I'm done, bro. I can't do this shit. I've always been an honest drunk. Like, you know, an honest hoe, I'm an honest hoe, but I'm also an honest drunk.
My man,
If I can drive, I can drive. If I tell you I can drive, I can drive. If I tell you I can't drive, goddamn it, I'm handing you the keys. Like, look, bro, I can't drive. Here you go. You do that. I'm gonna sit my happy ass over here and let you do that. But shit, ain't shit else. I mean, goddamn, this quarantine just. Yeah, I tried to think about that shit today. How much I didn't drink. Big, I
I'll
finished.
tell you this. Every day I'm working from home, my breakfast consists of a Bloody Mary.
See, man, I've been drinking. I didn't drink about 4 gallons of alcohol like a motherfucker. And it's just like, shit. Since I finished hey, as soon as I finish 1/5, I'm thinking, what the fuck I want to drink next? It's like, shit, I got time. Oh, hey, I got the vodka down there now. That shit'll probably last 2 days, if that. I'll give it 2 days. What? Man, hey, I'm a drinking motherfucker, man.
I see.
It'll last 2 days because I want it to last 2 days. Ain't shit else. I mean, I pour my own poison, and I pour healthy glasses. It'll last 2 days for that, and then shit. Sunday come around, I'm gonna need to think of what else I want to drink. Monday, I'll go pick some shit up. I don't know what I want to drink. It's getting warm outside. I'm thinking rum. But the liquor stores is fucking closed. Like, I can't go to my favorite store in Vegas, which is Lee's Discount. There's Lee's Discount, and then there's Total Wine. Those two are the best 2 stores in fucking Vegas to me. But they closed because of this lockdown shit. Oh, no, wait a minute. Tomorrow, the governor opening shit up. Maybe these fuckers are opening up. I might